When I do something, like make my manager my primary care, there's a slight problem that confuses everybody. And it's my mother's and father's creation. It's my mother's little Frankenstein that she invented. She was in the lab making a Frankenstein problem at the doctor's office behind me and my father's back. She was taking me and my father for a ride at the expense of my health and my father's wallet. Now, what do I mean by this? I mean there is two me's. There's the real me. Now, that is the me who's a teacher's aide, cares way too much about animals and people. He gets walked all over. People take advantage of him. He shakes in the cold. He has a speech impediment. He's way too caring. People say he's the sweetest. He does give attitude to the people who are disrespectful to him. But if you're disabled, if you are respectful, if you don't make fun of disabled people, if you don't do just evil deeds, like if you go, look at that crippled guy, doesn't he look funny over there? Hey man, get a life. I might come over to you and be like, yeah, hey Rockefeller, you look real nice in that plaid shirt. Yeah, you're really rich yourself. You're living the dream, man. Yeah, that one bedroom, yeah, and that plaid shirt you're wearing, yeah, and those beat up sneakers. You must be doing real good. Shit like that. You know, that's disrespectful for me to do, and it's not something that I would do. But if somebody is going over the line with a disabled person in a wheelchair, a mentally disabled. Oh, here's one. There was a mentally disabled person that was almost blind that I knew. He bought me a bottle. It was a whole liter of flavored rum. Actually, not vodka. It was a Bacardi rum. I was so happy that I drank half of it right there and then, and the other half went to him. Then it was time for me to go to this guy's extra bedroom to pass the fuck out as he watches these cartoons in his other room. He's half blind, he can't make out half the cartoons, and he just wakes me up every couple hours to make him something to eat. Easier than Raymond and half the people. Actually, that was Raymond. Sorry, that was Raymond. That's easier than half of the other people I had, though. So, these people make fun of Raymond. Now, he has no sex offender charge or anything like that. His worst issue is that he's like blind and he's retarded. And people take advantage of him for money. Like, he has a lot of homeless people over there, and the prostitutes play him, going, you want a hand job? Give me $50. Thank you, bye bye. And they just take the money and run. And he doesn't even know what a hand job is, oh, that sounds good. People say it's good. What's that? So I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these women? They're prostitutes, and they're like, and he has no interest in it from anybody. He doesn't even have a concept of sex yet. This guy has the intelligence of a 7-year-old, and he's 50 years old. He's half blind. His glasses are as thick as a frickin' table. I mean, I'm not kidding. And this guy was Raymond Christian III. He was walking down the street one day, not with me either. He walks across the crosswalk. Car goes. I'm about to cross. Raymond has my alcohol in a bag, so I have no alcohol on me. He has alcohol. It's sealed up, but it's half drinking. So it is a concealed, it is open concealed container. What is illegal, but it is put away in a bag like you're bringing it home. And nobody's going to complain about Raymond having that bottle. And I'll tell them, oh, that's mine. Raymond's just bringing it home. And then the police will be like, I'm not getting in this mess. We got a disabled man carrying an open container, but it actually belongs to this man, but he's not carrying. They're not dealing with that big mess, and I'm gonna own up to it. If they try to do anything to Raymond, I would say put the charge on me. It's only an open container. I'll get community service and have it done in a week. This is not a big deal. Even a public intoxication is no big deal. It's only a big deal if you're behind the wheel of a car, or even a pedal bicycle, or your lawnmower. If you have even one, two beers, and you're on a lawnmower, any motor vehicle, or even a chained pedal vehicle like a bike, it's a big deal because you can do a lot of damage. You know you can kill yourself on a bicycle by just hitting a curb and it flipping you? That's it. If you're drunk enough, you can kill yourself on a bicycle. Yeah, that's why. That is why drinking. Now, pot, again, don't smoke and drive. Now, LSD, actually, a small microdose of LSD or mushrooms could actually make you drive better. It makes you more alert, safer, your reflexes are more relaxed, but if you just let people do drugs, they're going to go nuts and kill themselves. So there goes that out the window. Yeah, no LSD on the wheel. No LSDing and going on the wheel. What do they call that one? I'm not an acid person. I'm a mushroom person. I'm not like, it's just not one of my things. Yeah, I have been offered it like many times, but I don't consider these people real. I'm sure a lot of them were real people that had acid, but there's so many fake people, and it's like a piece of paper. I can print out a piece of acid from a computer for you too. Oh, you want a piece of acid? Let me get to the printer real quick. Anybody can just do that, and depending on the dealer, you have to take a couple hits. From what I hear, I'm not a big acid guy. I'm a mushroom guy. There was like a top hat one I think worked a little, maybe. Tried one time, maybe. Light microdose. Felt kind of like a mild weed, but that's it. And that's all I've ever had for acid in my life. But mushrooms, I can't say the same. I've had ayahuasca, mushrooms, I have had peyote, and I've had San Pedro. Oh my God. Oh, and I've tried a mescaline drop on a piece of paper. At least that's what it was supposed to be. It had little to no effect. And I didn't pay for it, so I know they weren't trying to rip me off. So, but maybe they actually abstracted the mescaline from the cactus wrong. They probably soaked it in alcohol and then just poured the alcohol on the paper. And if they did do that, you would have to like eat 100 papers. So that's probably, they just didn't understand what they were doing. Don't you think I thought of abstracting it from the cactus and putting it on the paper? You need a chemistry set if you're really going to get the concentration of mescaline high enough, and then you're breaking the fucking law. There's a reason why I don't do that, because I want to stick with the law. There's no law that says I can't take the St. Pedro cactus in the backyard that I got growing, or even in my house if I got a potted St. Pedro, cut it down, cut the skins off, put it in a pot, grind it up in a blender, boil it, drink the stuff as tea, and have myself a prayer session. There is no law against that. Now, grinding it up in the blender, making it into tea, then taking that tea and putting it into a chemistry set, then adding chemicals to it, then putting it through a bunch of distilling processes, then crystallizing it or turning it into a concentrate, then dropping that onto a piece of paper and calling it orange sunshine. You know, that might be illegal. Selling orange sunshine pieces of paper might not be the best deal here, and people might not get that one unless you're an older generation. Orange sunshine was a form of LSD that really wasn't LSD, sold back in like the 70s, around then. From the people who were telling me around 77, 75 when they were talking about it. And what it was is it was mescaline. It was exactly that. It was people taking cactus, putting it through a chemistry set, and then dropping it on paper as a acid substitute. But as the studies show, because I just read about these things and I watch videos on them. I don't take them. I just do case studies in real life. I go to the tent cities. I go under the bridge. I talk to the real people. I say, what was it like in the 80s in Lawrence? So you say it used to be a hippie town full of acid, mushrooms, everything back in the 70s and 80s. Lawrence was full of hippies. Oh, white people, Spanish people, black people. and it was all hippies. But what was it really? They said it had orange sunshine, it had all these different fun acids. There wasn't much for mushrooms. There was mushrooms, and there was all this mescaline, orange sunshine mescaline. There was everything around. And so as I heard these things, I looked it up. And I've learned a lot. Like mescaline allows you to break down and shows you the outside world coming in. So it's like the whole outside world is trying to get into you. Like nature and the world, and like that tree is trying to talk to you, and like there's a spirit, like the whole world has a spirit and a glow to it, and it's speaking to you. The sky is speaking to you, God is speaking to you. It's trying to come into your soul and speak to you. That's what mescaline is about. LSD is about, oh my God, my inner self. I'm blasting. My inner self is moving out into the world. I've broken out my barriers. I have no inner self anymore. Myself is the world. My inner consciousness has broken out and is in one with the world. It's me bonding with the world, as mescaline is the outside world trying to come in. And then ayahuasca is just DMT. What's like, fuck you, you're leaving your body, you're taking a ride to heaven and to talk to God, and then it's made up of whatever you and him create, and then he's gonna slam you back down in 15 minutes, and that's DMT smoked pure up. Meanwhile, if you're gonna do ayahuasca, it's, oh my God, I'm nauseous, I'm gonna vomit all night, I'm gonna pass out on the floor in the middle of this frickin' what was it, hotel. Yeah, I'm just gonna lay down in the middle of the hotel because I'm nauseous right now. Just puke real bad. I don't know why this guy got me a cup of ayahuasca. I don't know where the hell you got this shit in Florida. You drive me down here, treat it like it's a vacation from being homeless. You treat me to a bunch of booze, and now you treat me to some ayahuasca drink that you got from a friend that ordered it online from a witch doctor and told you that it would clear your soul and change your life forever. And now I'm puking. I don't think this stuff was real. I think you poisoned me. No, no, this paperwork on this. See, look, read this. It's legit. He'll even bring you on a mission if you want. Great. Bleh, fucking alcohol. Bleh, ayahuasca. Bleh, fuck this shit. This is not spiritual. Bleh. Okay, so that's ayahuasca for you. And then after you've been puking for a couple hours, whoa, my stomach is all better, and I see the light, and oh my God, whoa, roller coaster time. What the hell? I gotta lay down. Oh, I can't. My stairs are coming up. Oh no, oh no, oh, wait a minute, I'm not falling back. I thought I was falling backwards down the stairs, but I'm actually forwards on my knees. I thought I was floating there for a minute. Am I leaving my body? Yep, I'm leaving my body. Okay, I gotta get back in my body. How do you get back in your body? I don't know. How do you, Zach? Oh, wait a minute. I'm talking to myself in my own head. Wait a minute. I'm talking to myself right there on the stair, and I'm somehow here. Wait a minute. If I'm looking at me there, how can I be here? Oh, this is too. Okay, just get this stop. Shake my head, shake my head. Okay, I'm back in my body. Okay, move my right leg, move my left leg, move my right leg, move my left leg. Okay, we're at the top of the steps. Is that my hallway? Oh my God, all the doors look the same. Oh my God. Oh, it's a maze. Maybe the government wants me in a maze. Yeah, that's why they keep me in this rat trap, in this rat race, because they don't want you to see the light. Oh, I gotta get through this door. Okay, okay. Hey, there's my buddy. Hey, Zach. All right, did that kick in? Yeah. Yeah, me too. Get the fuck in here. Okay. And then I come in there. Yeah, I'm gonna lay on this bed for a while, and I'm not gonna talk to anybody. And then, oh my God, I leave my body. I dream, I come out of my dream, I dream, I come out of my dream. A lot of spiritual stuff about my childhood, Texas, about what I need to do in the future, how I need to do good deeds and help other people and connect to nature, and that nature's calling out for help, and you know, it's screaming everywhere, screaming, giving us signs, just screaming. Can't you see us screaming? Can't you see the road and the trees and the birds and the squirrels? Can't you see that dying, you know, squirrel that was only born a day ago? gasping for air, bald, with coughing up blood on the side of the road. Can you not see that the bird was just hit in front of you by a car? You're walking down the sidewalk, a bird's just flying by, and bam, the car slams it, and it's bleeding right in front of you. Can't you see these signs? All the trash and ugliness. You look at a patch with beautiful birds singing and beautiful trees and dandelions and some weeds in the corner, and the next thing you know, you hear wow, and there's a bunch of trash and cups and plastic cups and somebody's condom and somebody's druggy thing over there. Can't you hear the earth crying? And then after you have this great trip and you're brought to all these sceneries and you're brought to parts of the earth you've never seen before and you have this big wonderful experience, you're thrown back right into your body like what the hell. But with ayahuasca, there's some hang time on it because you're drinking it and you got the colon involved. But if you smoke it, DMT, what's in ayahuasca, it's much even more crazier. You smoke 3 hits, you leave your body instantly and you go into God space, I call it. You are now an astronaut in heaven in the afterlife. You've now smoked the chemical that gets released in your brain when you die. And it's perfectly safe, they say. Nobody has had any bad reactions from it other than, oh my God, this is crazy, the visions I'm having. Okay, I better stay right in this couch. As long as you just don't do anything, you're fine. And you only have to not do anything for 20 minutes. Because within 15, 20 minutes of being in the afterlife, or whatever you want to call that, because it's definitely a construct of some bigger consciousness that I don't have any part in. It's a bigger consciousness. I don't know. I guess some people would call it their higher power is controlling it. It's a consciousness involving everybody. It's just amazing. And you go into that zone after 3 hits of it. You wander around talking to random aliens, weird creations, or sometimes they just turn into things you'll recognize. Sometimes they're just stuff that you'll recognize, and that's what I prefer. I'm glad. But other people have seen it as creatures or things that they can't even comprehend. And I've done research on this. See, I actually have never had much of a DMT experience. I've done some ayahuasca and a little bit of DMT when I was homeless, but I never got to have much of like getting a supply to do it for a weekend. I wish that would be awesome. There's places where it's legal and you can just walk in and get a hit of it in a stone and have a religious experience. I would love that. But I got people ripping me off and giving me wicked low doses, and then I never see it again. So I just don't have like a chemist around. These are these special connects, like a anesthesiologist or a chemist. And honestly, most chemists like me wouldn't make you shit. I'm not going to make you anything. Even if I had every chemistry item I needed, including the chemicals, drugs would be the last thing I make. I'll be making you a new molecule that is some true serum that nobody ever thought of. I would take like the true serum molecule, change it a little bit, and then test it out on myself and a bunch of mice. And then I sell it to the government. That's the type of shit I want to do. I mean, if I'm going to make a drug, it better be sold for $10 million. $10 million patent. That's what I want to do. The government better be like, I want that shit. Oh, that's a super soldier drug. That's a true serum drug. I'm buying it up. Oh, that's a new benzocaine numbing agent. Whatever the hell I can build. But most of those things have been already built. But sodium pentothal has been built 2 different ways already that's legal. And more people are trying to make more versions of it that have the same effect. But there has to be another molecule that can be worked as true serum without all the side effects, drowsiness, and I meant there has to be, because the government has not worked on every molecule on Earth. Chemistry is actually really behind. That is why they're putting every chemistry formula into the supercomputer so it can fill in some of the blanks. Because when I started studying chemistry, one of the things I realized that a lot of chemists would say is, we don't know what happens here yet, but we know this, this, and this. And I'm like, wait a minute. You guys don't know what's going on in this reaction. You just know pour this liquid and eventually it'll turn into this, but you don't know why. Yeah, all the books after, we're still looking, scientists are still trying to break through how that turns into that. Because we know it does this, and then we know it should be this, but it's not. It ends up being this. So something else must be going on here and here, but we don't know what. And so there's all these blanks in chemistry that need to be solved. And I would love to solve them before the computers can. I'm pretty sure my brain can solve some of these problems if I had an apartment, a garage, an unlimited supply of internet access, as well as maybe a little bit of money to fund in a little bit of like home tutoring studies, like online for chemistry, or be more like practice and running some of the basics, and not the basic kid stuff, some of the more heavier chemicals and formations. One of the first ones I want to form is just basic salt out of dangerous sodium and hypochloride. Is I want to dissolve hypochloride into chloride and then turn chloride with a sodium just to make salt. That would be the first one I would like to try to work out. I'd like to take liquid sodium. I'd like to take hypochloride liquid. Okay, so that's a liquid. That's 12.5% pure bleach, basically. It's the most powerful bleach you can buy, at least that I know of, is getting pure. And the powder. I've also been able to find that in powder and a couple other versions of it, different types of chlorides or hypo and all these other, sorry, hypochlorides or all these other molecule changes that are like chlorine. And so I'd like to take a molecule that has a chloride in it, take that and break it down to pure chloride, and then add sodium to that chloride to turn it and crystallize it in the salt. And of course, I would love to work my way up to changing it into a true serum, but only a different molecule. So my own version of true serum. What would only be sodium pentothal backwards to start. So we want to build the molecule backwards, what makes it a different name. And there's and I still don't understand